Hello and welcome back to my channel. Huda Beauty has these Obsessions eyeshadow palettes, and they're $35 Canadian, which is not a lot, especially when you compare it to other Sephora available eyeshadow palettes. And I have on my channel, about a year ago at this point, actually reviewed the Smoky Obsessions palette. Now, since launching her first round of these palettes, she's come out with a ton more. And so I also, after I got this one for Christmas last year, I went out myself and I bought the Gemstones Obsessions palette. This one is basically all shimmers and sparkles, and I bought this at a time where I felt like I was running out of fun lid shades. But these two are not what we're talking about today. Today, I want to talk about one of the most recent launches, and that is the Ruby Obsessions eyeshadow palette. Along with this launch, she launched a sort of like orangey one. I think it's called Warm Topaz, and then there's an emerald one and a blue one. This one, as of this moment, is the only one that I have, so that's what we're going to talk about. Fun fact, the first time I used this eyeshadow palette was on actual Halloween day. For like almost my entire smoky eye for my Pennywise costume was just this palette, and then I dipped into the Smoky Obsessions palette for the black. So if you're wondering how I got this look, it's largely this palette. I don't want to spend too much time on the website to show you this. Really, I just kind of want to take a quick look to show you all of the other palettes that there are available here. Like I said, they cost $35 Canadian. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different sort of color combinations. Now, there's also an amethyst one. I forgot about that one. And each one definitely has a sort of theme. The reason I wanted to do a Tuesday review on this specifically is because, like, wow. This is one of the most stupid genius ideas I have ever seen in my life. Stupid genius because it's genius, but it's stupid that these didn't already exist. So many brands keep rehashing the same thing every year, multiple times in a year. Marc Jacobs is not a brand that I can afford to begin with, but I feel like all of those eyeshadow palettes look the same. I love Too Faced, but it's been a long time since they came out with a new palette that I actually really wanted. You know, for the most part, all of these big brands keep coming out with palettes that look the same. And I have to give Huda respect for being like, oh, well, why don't we just do a blue palette, a green palette, a purple palette, a red palette? Because this is the kind of shit people actually want. Small, compact, there's a mirror in the top, reasonable price point, in fun colors. If you are a neutral lover person, there are a bajillion eyeshadow palettes out there for you. But, like, those of us who want fun colors, like, we got slim pickings. Even Kat Von D isn't coming out with fun stuff the way she used to. Personally, I picked up the Ruby Obsessions palette first because I really wanted to get into wearing red eyeshadow. Red eyeshadow is, I can imagine, hard to formulate, and I'm assuming that because of how hard it is to find. So I really, when I saw this palette, I really wanted it. I am wearing this on my eyes today. I find that the reds in this palette, with the obvious exception of this very orangey shade right in the middle of the bottom, pull very pinky. So just keep that in mind to go with, you know, to coordinate with the look you want. I'm sure you could probably dip into the orange to kind of warm some of them up. But just so you know, a lot of the reds do pull very pinky, which I don't mind. The shimmers, as with all Huda sort of glittery shadow shades, are absolutely beautiful. There is quite a bit of fallout when you apply them with your finger, but I don't mind because the payoff on your eyelid is so intense. The mattes are really pigmented and very easy to blend. This whole eye look took me not very long at all this morning. I like that it's got a mirror so I can just do my makeup right here. You know, it's lovely. When I look at that full range of palettes, I mean, I wanted the electric one for a long time. I just never had a chance to grab it because it was always sold out in my store. I want the electric one, I want the emerald one, and I want the blue one. And when I say want, I don't just mean flippantly. I want them. I mean, I will probably buy them. Which is quite the accomplishment for a brand because I don't really see a lot of makeup these days that are like new releases that I actually really actively want. And these Huda palettes are just so genius. And there's so many of them that I actively want. Like, I have to give mad respect to Huda for coming out with, like, the perfect palette that people want. Small, pretty affordable, great color selection, really easy to get a full eye look with one palette because, like, oh look, I'm going to do a red eye look today. Bunk, just this one. Oh, blue today? Bink, the blue one. And it's really cohesive. It makes sense. You look at it, you're like, oh, well, this is the look I'm doing. It's just, like I said, dumb genius because I'm frustrated in the makeup world that these didn't already exist, but happy that they're here. So, because you probably clicked on this video because you want to know how the Ruby Obsessions palette itself performs, I am going to swatch them. These red shades do stain a little bit. I don't mind because I use an eyeshadow primer, so they don't really stain my skin. They would stain the primer, but I'm not going to use a primer on my arm, so please pray for my arm. It's going to probably be stained red for a little while, but I will do the swatches for you. Probably all the mattes first, and then we'll go in and do the glitter shades second. In case you're new to my channel, my swatch formula is I go 1, 2, 3, swirl, and then 1 down my arm. If I ever go down my arm more than once, like knock off fallout, I'll leave that footage in so you know what's like legit going on. No swatch cheating on this channel. Alright, let's go into them for real now. And yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to pick a gripe with this palette, I wish it had a lighter shimmer. Like, I know this one looks pretty light, but this is the one I have all over my lid today, and it's not really light. Like, I can't use it as an inner corner highlight. I thought I could use this one as an inner corner highlight for some reason, and I did on the Pennywise day, and I think it actually ended up working with the look because it was so dark, but I can't use it regularly. But, like, that's not even really a complaint. I can use this to set my primer and to start my crease, so really I'm just nitpicking at this point. Overall, I love this palette. I love all 3 of these palettes. You know, I'm not really a makeup collector. I just kind of hoard it. I'm more like, you know, like a dragon, like, has all this gold, but he just kind of sits in his little cave on top of. That's more me with makeup. It's not displayed pretty. It's just, I just have it in, like, a heap. And so, with that considered, I'm not really a collector, and I don't really get a whole collection of something, but I really want a lot of these. Almost all of them, I would say. I think Huda is really paving the way for other brands to branch out and create more colorful makeup options so that those of us who don't like to keep things neutral and wearable all the time can have some fun stuff that we can put on. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already, and I will see you next time. Bye!